All right, y'all. I think we are live here in the Women's MTV Network podcast, where today we are joined by two amazing women who are part of the Bay Area Bike Park Project. A little bit about them, their mission as a nonprofit. They want to mobilize people through the power of bikes. They're committed to getting more kids on bikes, bike education, and advocating for safe biking communities. I had the pleasure of being friends with these two women for the last year or so. They're incredibly supportive and encouraging. So I wanted to give back and show all the things that they've been doing. So let's bring on Danielle and Sarah. Hi, ladies. How are you today?
Hello. Doing fantastic.
Hello. Yeah.
Thank you both for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
I love it. I love it. You guys are amazing. I remember getting to know Danielle, like a year or so ago when we touched base. You're so kind and available anytime I wanted to ask you something, and always with the good advice. I mean, you still have pretty good advice, so that's always a plus. But and then
My friends would say
Sarah.
otherwise.
And actually, I think I met Sarah first. I'm not sure. I think it was Sarah first, right? And then you connected us.
Yes, you're right. Because I think you reached out via email or Instagram or something like that. And I'm like, I know who to connect you with.
I think I slid in those DMs. I don't know how that happened.
It's always a good day when the rad woman mountain biker reaches out. That's how I've met most of the ladies that I ride with, just like random reach outs like, hey, bike friend.
Absolutely.
Our community is so good like that, right? It's like
exactly.
Just a few months ago, or no, last month, I think I was heading up there and I messaged you both and I was like, let's go riding. And unfortunately we couldn't connect, but hopefully Sea Otter. Are y'all going to Sea Otter?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for like a day. Yeah, but I'll be there. But I think you're going the weekend. I'm probably gonna be there on Thursday. Sarah, do you know if you're hitting up Sea Otter?
I have to skip it this season.
Oh,
yeah.
what?
I have some family stuff. I know. I'm gonna spend a bunch of time in Tahoe to make up for it. Do some bike staycations there.
Cool.
Oh, that's nice. That must be nice.
Well, we'll take lots of pictures.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
Yeah, keep spreading the good vibes.
I've never been to Sea Otter, so that's going to be a new thing for me.
Get ready to live.
Really?
It's pretty great. I mean, it's just so fun. As you know, the bike community is just so awesome. And you get to see a ton of people you have never met in person, just like social media, online stuff. But then just a bunch of awesome brands and everybody there just doing the bike thing.
It's just like us. We meet through Instagram, and I think we're real life friends, even though we've never met.
We are. Yeah. We're good.
I forgot that we've never met in person. It feels like we have.
Isn't that weird?
Stuff is so good.
We've attempted a few times. We'll get it. We'll get it at some point.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go, Sarah.
I was just reflecting, like I mentioned right before this, Mia, we got to ride this weekend, Danielle and I in a group, and we were all connected through Bay Area Bike Project. Like I knew some friends through the NICA volunteering that I do at the youth mountain biking. And then I knew some from Bay Area Bike Project. And it was so cool for us all to get to connect. And I just felt, I was so happy that we all got to be together. It was calling us the Bike Brigade and good vibes everywhere.
Yeah,
that's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
So fun.
The Bike Brigade. Wait, so let's get into this a little bit. How did you two connect? And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Danielle, you were one of the women who founded the Bay Area Bike Project, right?
Correct. Yeah, my friend Jess and I had, before it was Bay Area Bike Project, it was called North Bay Bike Project, and it was we were not a nonprofit. We were simply like a couple humans trying to do some good stuff through bikes. And then from there, I wanted to kind of continue on this journey and explore what was out there, and I started Bay Area Bike Project. But how I met Sarah, like super funny story. Just a random, Sarah sent an email just through our website, like she was interested in learning more and wanted to volunteer. And I was like, oh, all right. Like you kind of, when you get someone who like you could feel the energy through the email. So I just said, hey, why don't you meet at one of our family ride events that we host? And she came and helped out, and we chatted a little bit. And then I was like, good human, stay close. But it was really random. And I mean, it's just been such a delight having Sarah part of the Bay Area Bike Project team. And here we are. Was that like a year and a half ago, Sarah?
I was reflecting on that before this.
Maybe
I feel like it was
years.
maybe 2 years ago because I've been to 2 team end of year parties now. So that's how I was marking the times.
Ooh.
Maybe it's like a year and a half to 2 years. Danielle knows how to throw a good team party. She takes care of her team.
I've heard. So I need to come and crash one of these one year. I'm not part of your team, but I'll volunteer when I'm up there. I'll do whatever it takes to be a part of this party.
Oh yeah, this might be a good go ahead, Danielle.
We'd love to have you. I mean, let's create some fun.
I'm there. So then when did you start the Bay Area Bike Park Project, Danielle?
So 2017, we officially became a nonprofit. And at that time, really our focus was like with all the California wildfires, our focus was really like getting those kids and families who had lost their homes in the fires bikes. And that was like our main focus as we started. But then we just kept like growing and like just in so many ways, like in so many good ways, and obviously now we still, thank goodness we, haven't had to give as many bikes for fires, this year, which is great. But in the previous years, we definitely, that's where our heart was. And then now we're giving bikes to like underserved kids, underserved communities, and got the women's thing going on, doing festivals and clinics. And it's just grown, based off of kind of like the community needs. So it's been awesome.
That's so amazing. Yeah. I'm on your guys' website and I see that one of the good lines here, in the midst of tragedy, the hope was to return a piece of normalcy and freedom. And I think you guys have accomplished that, and you do that in your mission. I think that's so cool. It's such an altruistic thing. It's such an altruistic trait to just want to give back to your community and do something for the love of it. I'm a huge fan of what you guys do. Like anytime I'm up there, I'm just going to come and hang out and volunteer and do whatever you need.
Yeah, thank you.
I know if we're allowed to plug our potential women's retreats that we're planning, that could be another opportunity.
I want to come.
Yeah, like you've probably seen Rome Festival. Yeah. Lindsay Richter does the women's all ride, all these cool retreats. And we have this amazing women's community, and they're always hungry for more events. Like we can never do enough, we find.
Totally.
And so we've heard a lot of feedback about retreats. So we're trying to put something together for even folks like how we've met you, but we haven't been able to connect. It's a good excuse to ride together for more than just a one-day thing, something that's a day and a half, 2 days, that kind of thing. And then part of the fun too for me is you get to hang out with the women after the riding. You know, like the ride is all good, but then once you're tired, you're sitting around a fire and talking. The conversations, I'm a sucker for a good conversation.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when do you guys have dates for the retreat and how people can get more info?
Yeah, right now we don't have dates. We're kind of like in the early stages. We thought we were gonna host one in Santa Cruz, but our retreat center kind of fell through. So now we're aiming for the fall. We're also still just like trying to network and learn about like what this entails and like gain as much information we can from people who've already done it. But yeah, we're hoping for the fall to do our first one.
That's amazing. And is it going to be like a yes. And is it like a 3-day thing? What are you guys envisioning? Like,
yeah, I think Sarah said it best. Like what, our women's community obviously started this women's group like 2 years ago. An awesome gal on our team by the name of Christine, who I think you've met just via phone call. Like she had this idea. She's like, I really kind of, she was kind of the fire behind it and helped us kind of launch it 2 years ago. And it just has grown. And we just keep hearing like the women want this, and we've kind of dug into some of the details of what they want. But ultimately it just looks like a weekend of like riding together, some coaching, but some good food, stories, just a place for women to hang out and build relationships on and off the bike.
That's awesome. We've got a fellow NorCal rider here, Trail Pimp. He's such a big supporter of us. I guess
I love it.
Earlier, he wants to join the Bay Area Bike Park Project. Am I saying that right? I'm not sure if that's what you meant, my friend. comment.
Bay Area Bike Project.
But sorry, I keep saying bike park. I don't know.
That's all right. We attempted a bike park too. That's something else we've done. So
exactly. And Trail Pimp is welcome to come volunteer with us. We do tons of events, co-ed as well. We just had that ride this weekend. It was a little informal, but definitely co-ed. And there's a few other things. I don't know, Danielle, how much detail you want to share about other things with some of the co-ed world, but we certainly are open to all of the people of
awesome.
Mountain biking.
Yeah, totally. I think like we want to do what the community wants, and obviously like our heart is with the kids. So like I feel like our Everybody Rides program is just like the heart and soul of Bay Area Bike Project, where we're gifting bikes to underserved kids, helmets, locks, any gear they need. But in addition to that, we're offering coaching. So obviously always looking for coaches. If anybody wants to hit us up and hear more about what that entails, happy to have a conversation about that. But yeah, we have some pretty exciting stuff planned for 2024. Team has some great ideas, and yeah, just hearing what the community wants and trying to deliver.
I mean, I think you guys are. I'm going to share my screen real quick for those who are watching. And I guess now on Spotify, you can upload video too, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
So this is the Bay Area Bike Project website. And I know you guys are probably going to fill this out a little bit more, but you do have a women's skills clinic coming up in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I tend to, I kind of manage the website, and I'm not the best at keeping updated events, but like, I feel like a lot of our events are also kind of organic to where, someone might just post like, hey, I'm going to ride Tuesday, just we want to kind of get that community going as well through our Slack channel. But yeah, so on March 9th, we partner with Trailworks, Brian Estelle, who is like awesome. And he's been supporting our women's stuff for a couple years now. And this is a clinic with him at Brioni's. Awesome. It's full. I mean, they fill up so quickly. It is sold out. It fills up pretty quickly. We got a couple people on the wait list, but it's an awesome day to spend with the ladies and further our mountain biking skills.
Where is this? I'm trying to familiarize myself with. Oh, it's like right up there. Literally the Bay Area, Mia. I'm so silly.
We're the Bay. So like, yeah, this is Brioni's. But yeah, like, Walnut Creek, Martinez, Concord, Pleasant Hill area.
That's awesome. I need to come up there. I have to come up there.
You got to get here.
And I was going to add to that, the Instagram page is often kept even more updated than the website. So I would recommend, if anyone wants to follow along, the Instagram page is a great place to start.
Okay, let me see if I can pull that one up.
And Christine always makes these cool reels of all these video clips of, I think there's maybe a women's bike maintenance clinic we did recently is on there.
Yes, I loved that.
Yeah, we got a bunch of people that's what's so cool about, I think, Bay Area Bike Project is we have a ton of people who just love what we're doing, and everybody chips in where they can. So like social media is definitely like teamwork. We got a ton of team members helping with it. Christine, myself, Justin Nemi, we got Trail Shutter that helps, our designer Antoine. Like it's just that's
amazing. Yeah. Such a collaboration, right? Like it's a team effort. Yeah. Totally. Look at this. This is what you were talking about, right, Sarah?
Exactly. Yeah, that's me right there. There's Karina. There's Sam, who was the awesome mechanic from Trek who led it.
That's amazing. That's so cool you guys do this. Oh, there's you. That's awesome. And yeah, it's true. You guys are changing lives one bike at a time. This is amazing. Look at this, you guys. 1,340 bikes and helmets gifted to youth and families in need through their program. That's insane. You guys are doing such amazing work. I was going to want to connect you with, there is this woman from the East Coast that I had her on my podcast. Her name is Shelly. And she started an enduro team for her daughter back east because her 13-year-old wanted to race enduro. And she showed up and Shelly was like, hey, where's the women's category? Where's the women's podium? Like, where's this going to be held? And the guy said, oh, girls don't race enduro. That's not a thing.
Oh no.
This was like 3 years ago. And I totally thought of you guys because she wanted to start something grassroots pretty similar to what you guys were doing. Is Danielle frozen?
Oh yeah, she is.
Oh no. She froze.
I
wanted to connect her with you guys. Yeah, she's gonna be like, what is happening?
Yeah, no, that would be great though, because the reason we were riding at the Tamarancho Trails this weekend is because in a few weekends we are all doing the enduro race there, which is a local fundraiser for that trail organization, and they've been super supportive of Bay Area Bike Project. So we've got like 4 or 5 women coming to race and support, and then a few guys will be there. Trail Pimp, he's welcome to come by. There's going to be a tent for everyone. Hey, Danielle, I was talking about this is Marinduro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Access for Bikes. And was I like frozen? And then I don't know.
Yeah, it took me a second.
I was like, I feel like there's just so much to talk about, right? I mean, I don't know where you got with the Marin Enduro, but it's put on by Access for Bikes, which is a trail organization out of Marin. It's had its first year last.
Oh no, she's choppy again.
Oh man, her kids must be heavy on the video game bandwidth.
Something. I mean, it's that time to shine, right? It's that time when mom's not looking and you want to play the video games. Yeah. Well, fill us in, Sarah. So it's put on by Access for Bikes.
Exactly. So it's a fundraiser. It was just started last year. And the funny thing with the Bay Area is we have this problem of so much demand for biking and trails and biking events and not enough supply. And so the Marinduro was, to my knowledge, one of the newest events of biking for a long time. You know, like we've been pretty stagnant. There's the California Enduro Series, which is a whole another level and also sells out insanely fast, pretty expensive. So this Marinduro was first started last year as a fundraiser for the trails and was so successful. They're doing it again this year. And Danielle brought a few, actually Danielle did her first enduro last year when she did Marinduro.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was a cool experience. And she brought along a few friends as well from Bay Area Bike Project. So all this just grassroots stuff of pulling people into events that we want to go to, we're excited about, gets them excited. The whole community is excited. Just a good mutually beneficial experience.
Danielle, what did you think when you did your first race there last year?
Oh my gosh. Well, hopefully I don't freeze again, but like, what is going on, internet? I was so nervous. I was so nervous because I ride, but I don't get to ride all that much. I got 4 young kiddos and just like really busy with the family stuff. So I literally I wasn't on a bike for 3 months, but I kept telling women they should do this, right? I'm like, you should do it. And then I felt like I had to do it. So I'm like, all right, I'm doing it. I was so nervous, but once I got out there, the community was awesome. I mean, Access for Bikes was like amazing to support my idea of just getting more women out there racing. And I felt like comfortable and welcomed. I thought it was a lot of pedaling for an enduro. Just give me the downhill.
Okay.
No, but I loved it. I had a blast, and I'm glad I did it.
So here's a question. Is there an e-bike category at these things?
There is. There is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
There is.
Okay, I'll do one then.
Do you want to join on March 30th?
You know, I leave for Europe that day. My wife and I are celebrating our 10-year wedding anniversary, and we never had a honeymoon. So we're treating ourselves to 15 days in Italy. And unfortunately, I just looked at the date. It was March 30th. And I'm like, damn it, we're leaving that day.
Cancel the Europe trip, go back.
Are you sure? Are you sure? I don't know. It's just, this enduro is it's just cool. It feels very intimate. Just a great vibe. We're doing it again this year. We're going to be out there with like some tents and getting more women riding. We got some guys riding for us too. It's just going to be a fun group.
Yeah. Our, Sarah, are you going to ride the Marinduro this year?
I am. I was not able to last year because we had a NICA race that weekend, which is the youth mountain biking group. And they, the Marindura was planned so late in the year, they weren't able to plan it around the NICA dates. But this year they collaborated, made sure there wasn't a conflict of dates. So I'm already registered, sport woman, one of those categories. I'm excited. I'm just going to do party pace on the climbs. Definitely got to stock up on some Sour Patch Kids, like Danielle was telling me, PB&J.
Is that your go-to snack, Danielle? Sour Patch Kids?
No, it's not at all. But someone, when I was like so nervous about it, I'm like, what do I pack? And they're like, Sour Patch Kids. I'm like, really? And they're like, yes. So I love Honey Stinger gummies. Yes. But I do love me some Sour Patch too. So I'll probably have a little bit of both. Access to both of those.
I'm going to tell my trainer that I have this illusion of grandeur that I'm going to go to Tanzania in September. For World Ride. World Ride is having a trip. You come with me. Please come with me.
That place has been on the top of my list. That's crazy.
Yeah. So she's doing a trip first time, and it's, I think, 11 days in Tanzania, and you go to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. So that's pretty high altitude. So I was talking to my trainer about it, and he's in South Africa, and he's really funny. He's like, do you know how high that mountain is?
You're like, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
And I'm like Googling Mount Kilimanjaro, and it's higher than Mount Whitney. And he's like, I'm not saying you can't do it. You just have to train at altitude. You have to do all this stuff, right? And anyway, he was telling me about trail snacks. And I said, I'm just going to get like the most sugary candy I can get for my trail snacks now. And he's like, no, just stick with your Scratch Labs. Like, don't go anything too heavy. But now I'm going to do the Sour Patch Kids. I'm going to buy some this weekend. We're in Sedona, and I'm just going to be like, hey, Dom. Sour Patch Kids.
You know, the other thing I always have, and Danielle was laughing at me the first time, Costco sells these applesauce packets. Sometimes they're mixed with other fruits like banana, strawberry, and they're in a perfect pack, just like a almost like a gel. But they're just easier to digest and taste better to me than gels. And they're cheaper too, because you can buy them in bulk from Costco. And so I pack those in there. One day she looked at me, she goes, that's what my kids eat. And I'm like, yeah. And my nieces are 3 and 5, and they're always having those. I'm like, oh yeah, that's my favorite flavor. Like, that's what I bring on my bike.
That's awesome. I've never tried those. I might try. My godkids have the same. They call them little pouches. They have them at Trader Joe's too. I think they have the Trader Joe's ones. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try that next time.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of just real food on the bike, probably from the Scratch Labs. Like, you know, they had that whole Scratch Labs cookbook with all the real food stuff. Sometimes
they had a cookbook?
Yeah, there's I have it in my in the book, whatever that's called, bookshelf. Yeah, it's really cool recipes, all these rice-based things like rice bowls, and yeah, they have some cool recipes in there. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look at this now. That's insane. Scratch Labs cook. That's the only thing I really enjoy. Like, even during the ride and post ride, I swear to God, last year I went to the Women of Oz Fest, and I tried. They were giving away the Element, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna try this." I almost threw up. That thing is so salty. Man. It just didn't sit well with me. Have you guys had those?
Brian loves them. He loves the Element stuff. It's funny, and I like Scratch. I do that lemon lime or the matcha Scratch because it's a little sweet, not too salty. It's funny. It's just everyone has different personal preferences. That's why I love there's a free market for everything, you know? So some like it real salty, some like it a little sweeter. All have our different preferences.
It's literally all salt. I thought I was drinking salt water.
You got to try some of the other flavors. He's had me try some of them. There's like watermelon, orange, all these different ones. But yeah, some people it just doesn't taste right.
Yeah. No. Danielle, thoughts on salty snacks on the trail or drinks?
I don't like salty snacks. Yeah, I think did Sarah tell you about the applesauce pouch?
Yeah,
she's applesauce pouch. And I'm like, I was just cracking up because I'm like, 4 young kids. I'm like, we've lived on Costco applesauce pouches for like 10 years in my house. But I'm just I like the peanut butter and jellies. I like peanut butter and jellies, and I love the Honey Stinger gummies. I do love me like an apple and peanut butter, but that's kind of harder to pack. So Those are
Yeah,
kind of my
unless you, like,
go-to
slice it
snacks.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are like my go-to snacks though.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's switch gears here for a second. What are I don't know, whoever wants to go first, favorite place to ride up there? They're your local trails. You know,
Oh,
people are always
wow.
like, "Oh, I want to go over here because they had better trails than me." But I'm a big fan of like supporting your local trails, enjoying your local trails, you know? So
Yeah.
with that said, Bay Area ladies, favorite places to ride up there?
I mean, I think I have to go like right in my backyard, Brioni's.
Ooh.
Yeah, I gotta go right in the backyard from a gal who doesn't like to climb. I'm throwing Brioni's out there. It's a lot of climbing. But yeah, it's just really close in proximity, and so I'm going Brioni's.
Yeah.
Brioni's. Sarah?
That's a good one. I am gonna go with Rockville, which
I
is
knew it.
also yeah. I love me some rocks. Yeah, ever since living in Pisgah, North Carolina for a year or so, they would call it Rocks Roots Mountain, Rocks Roots Repeat. It's just like rocks and roots everywhere. And it forced me to get good at it. And now I just crave the rocks. And so Rockville, yeah, I need them. They're so fun. It's just like you look at them and you're like, there's no way I can roll over this weird jagged thing of rocks. And then you just roll over it and you're like, I just did that. Like, and that place is like that times 10. Actually, Danielle and I got to ride out there a few weeks ago. And that one's maybe 15, 20 minutes from me. It's also close to where Ashlyn is, who lives out in Fairfield, and Joseph, who we rode with this weekend. So they're all interconnected.
I think I need to make a weekend. Okay, I'm going to come back from Europe. Yeah. I think May or June, and we'll do like a 3-day ride with you guys over there. Yeah, and we'll go to all your favorite spots.
There's so many cool places. Weren't you just in Santa Cruz? Did you ride in Santa Cruz?
Oh my God. So
did you love
Santa
it?
Cruz, I did, but it was steep.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I've never ridden Santa Cruz. We did near the UC system.
Okay.
Because it was right after that huge storm. So a lot of things, the trails weren't in good conditions.
Open. Yeah.
So I really wanted to do Flow Trail because I've heard it's like one of the best trails ever. And I was just going to tow my wife because she doesn't like e-bikes. I shouldn't say that. She prefers to climb and the endurance aspect of mountain bike.
Okay.
So we were there. And I got her a bike and I gave her an option, e-bike or enduro bike. And she's like, enduro bike, because she's a cross country person.
Okay. Yeah.
So she enjoys to pedal and all that, you know. I just want downhill, like Danielle was saying.
Sounds familiar.
So we will definitely, we'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Long story short,
should tow us up. So.
Yeah.
you know, I'm surrounded by downhill lovers because I am the slowest climber ever. Like, I should never be considered the one to tow anyone. I just like go la 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 and make it to the top. But I always say I'll climb. I'm not against climbing as long as it leads to a downhill. That's my thing. Like, I can sit there and climb for as long as I need to if it's going to then be a super intense
absolutely.
downhill.
Yes, 100%. So Santa Cruz was amazing. But it was very steep. Have you guys seen that video from Jess Hanna where she did recently where it was like the sacrifice where you just throw the bike?
Oh yeah.
You don't want to walk it.
Love that.
Yeah.
Literally me on one of those trails because it was so steep and I just came off a crash. And so I was in my head, but it was so steep in one of these switchbacks. And my wife's like, "You've got this. I've seen you just do 2 other ones." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm going to walk it. Nope, scratch that. I can't walk it. Just through the back." It was just one of those.
Ouch.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
There's a few of those sections, I feel like. So, and you can tell the trails there are uniquely built, I'll say, you know, where some of them are just like fall lines. And so it's just real sketchy going down.
There were some that the crew did, the Santa Cruz Juliana ladies did. And I'm just like, nope, where is the beeline?
Oh, man. Yeah, you got to come to the Bay though. I feel like there's just so many cool places to ride. I mean, you got Marin and obviously JMP in Oakland. I mean, Rockville. I mean, there's so many cool places. We could definitely keep you busy for a couple days.
Yes. What about parks? Are there parks up there? Even like enduro parks?
I mean, not as many as we'd like. It's not quite as easy to build things here in the Bay, unfortunately.
There's Stafford.
Learned that the hard way. Yeah, Stafford.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a Pleasanton. Richmond, the new one out there that they just redid, Dirt World.
Mm-hmm.
So we're seeing more of them, but definitely not as many for like the population we have and the need. It's like definitely kind of been on our radar. Like that's a place we need more of, right? Because that offers a safe place for kids to ride.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. I haven't ridden behind Cabrillo College in Santa Cruz. I don't know if you guys have. There's some good trails out there.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
I don't know either. I might know trail names, but I don't. That doesn't sound. I'm down. I'm open to it. That's for sure.
We should just do it.
Mia, what about Downieville? You ever done Downieville?
I haven't. I want to go to Downieville so bad. We should do a Downieville trip. Maybe that's where we could do a retreat.
Other place called. I know. Accommodations get a little tricky, but there's this other place. I have a hookup. Everstoke.
Yes, I've heard of Everstoke. I'm like the biggest Brian Kennedy fan on the planet, and I watch his videos.
Jealous.
You know what's funny? Joe saw. I did a thing on Instagram today, and I was like, "We're gonna go live with Bay Area Project." And Joe goes, he messaged me, and he's like, "Let's hope Brian doesn't crash that live stream."
He did provide me with this microphone. That's way fancier than I deserve. So
I was wondering how you sounded so amazing. Yeah, get all the tips and skills over there.
Oh, I'll tell him. Yeah, it's like Brian an hour ordeal when he sets up for his live streams.
Brian just drops in and dominates the screen time. He's like, I know how to do this.
Oh man, too funny.
No, but I go there so bad. How is the weather there? How's the conditions? Is it still snow?
No, Brian was just up there last weekend filming a video where he rode every single trail at Everstoke and mapped it. He's gonna post it soon this week, and then it'll be on Trail Forks, so you can get eyes on what's actually there. So yeah, it's been really great conditions. It's low enough where it doesn't get the snow doesn't stay for a super long time.
Oh, that's good.
Higher up, it's still there. And we were just watching a video before this. There's some crazy winter storm coming in this weekend.
Yeah.
So probably some snowfall up there. But yeah, other than that, not too bad. Yeah, and it's a great place because then we can have sort of all in one, like we were talking about with the lodging. The trails are there. Kind of everything you need. The brewery's right next door. You can bike to it on the Beer Run Trail. Exactly. Yeah, you got the campfire. Yeah, it's cool. I was out there one weekend in the fall, and there was a group that came out that just some mutual friends connected, and they all came out, and they stayed at Everstoke the entire weekend. All they did was go to the brewery. Like they just rode the trails all weekend, ate there. They cooked all their own food. Awesome. It was great. Yeah, I'd be riding the trails and like run into them like hooting and hollering. It was so cool. They just like were there. It's like we always say you can leave and there's Mills Peak and all these other rides, but they were very content to just be there. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, there's an enduro happening there in September. I'm just looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Right after the Mills Peak, right?
Exactly. I'm doing the Mills Peak is Saturday.
Yeah, there's a couple races there. I mean, that area is just so epic. I mean, Sarah and I got to spend that was this past summer. We did the bike park North Star. And then we went over to Everstoke, but there's just so much great riding, and that's a trip we got a lot. Now we have a second trip. Okay. Coming to the Bay. Then we're going to head up. Planning our year here.
Exactly.
I work remote, so my schedule's decently flexible. So we could do both at the same time. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I'll come to the Bay and then we'll go to Everstoke. It's near Tahoe, right?
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I was talking about too, Mia, with the remote work. That's what I want to do in the summer is just hang out at Everstoke for a month, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we'll see. And just, do my work, get the Wi-Fi, and then go out and ride. Because you have those long summer days, all the sunlight. So that's hopefully the goal.
Are dogs allowed there?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, dogs everywhere.
Yeah.
Because we're thinking of getting a dog in the next few months.
Nice.
So, and I've told my wife, she's like, well, we're doing a lot of traveling. What are you going to do? And I'm like, you bring the dog with you.
Yeah, dogs at Sea Otter. I'm pretty sure they had dogs there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, dogs are family, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
I feel like
take
most
them wherever you can.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so If folks want to volunteer and help you with all the amazing things you have going on, how can people contact you guys?
Yeah, great
What's
question.
The best way?
The website is the best way. There's like a button you can put volunteer now, and it just goes right into our database. I will say that's definitely something we're going to be working on for 2024, is just because we have a ton of people who want to volunteer. We just we just have like limited opportunities, like right now specifically, but always looking for mechanics. I'm always looking for coaches for like our foster program, our Everybody Rides program. And then obviously any like larger scale events we do. For 2024, we have some fun stuff planned. And if some of this stuff comes to fruition, we're definitely going to need some volunteers to make it happen. But the best place is website, click like interested in volunteering and you can kind of fill out a little form and then we reach out when needed.
That's amazing. So you touched on the Everybody Rides program. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the Everybody Rides program is ultimately where like you can put in a submission. Specifically, like we work with a lot of teachers, school districts, CASA case, basically like lawyers who represent foster youth. And we do, through the county as well. We just have built these relationships over time, and ultimately they can go in and submit a request for a kiddo who they believe is in need of a bike. And through that request, based off of funding, we kind of work through a list and we get them a bike, helmet, lock, and then we also send out a coach just to, we don't give them the bike and like, hey, good luck, figure this out. We really want them to, to create like a love for cycling. And so whatever we can do to help them learn more about their bike, maybe they need to learn how to ride a bike, depending on the age, and or just teach them about their bike, general maintenance, maybe even take them on a bike ride, but just get them comfortable with their new bicycle and hopefully set them up for success on the journey. So that's our Everybody Rides program. I love it. It's like brings so much joy to me to give a kid a bike and like see the reaction and just, it's amazing. So that's our Everybody Rides program. Sarah's one of our coaches. She's done a lot of drops for us. I don't know if you have anything to add about the program, Sarah, but.
Well, I was going to add the partnership with, I know not just WOOM, but some of the local bike shops is really cool. Like one of my favorite things with Bay Area Bike Project is the mutually beneficial relationships where we get ahead by helping others and others get ahead by helping us, that sort of thing. Like Danielle's just a masterful relationship cultivator with all these different community partners, including bike shops, the CASA, the foster kids, all these different people who have needs, and then connecting them with people who can help with that. And so it's been cool to see those mutually beneficial relationships between the bike shops, with companies like WOOM, which are just really cool with how they support kid-specific bikes and the needs that come with that. So yeah, that's been a fun program to help with.
That's amazing. That's so rewarding. I love what you do. I really honestly love what you do, because especially for kids at that age, it's so important to feel cared for and to do something they enjoy when they're going through something that's completely out of their control and not something that they wanted to be a part of. So I think that's so awesome. And imagine if I had a bike when I was a kid, I think my life would have been completely different. Now, if my dad's listening to this, he'll say, I got you a bike, but it was pink and you didn't want to ride it.
Yeah.
No, seriously, that's absolutely amazing. And if you're looking for other partners too, it's a great thing that Sarah was talking about with the mutually beneficial relationships. Like, how do those other people contact you? Same way through the website, through the email, if they want to work with you? How does that work?
Yeah, a lot of people, definitely through the website, there's like there's a contact form there. So we get a lot of inquiries through that. A lot of people just somehow get a hold of our email and we'll just shoot, cold call email or whatnot. But yeah, we're definitely blessed with the relationships and the partners we've built. Not just here in our local community, but like nationally. We have a lot of good people cheering us on and supporting us and helping us to continue the work that we're doing. And, how can you not smile when you say like a kid and bike in the same sentence?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like creating that independence and that joy for a child it like really is life changing. Yeah, it's amazing. So
It really is.
yeah,
That's so cool. Have you guys heard of Provello bikes?
we have heard of Provello. Yeah, I've heard of Provello. Great bikes. I saw them at Seattle last year. Great bikes. Yeah, we tend to, because we are, fairly small in the scheme of things for nonprofits. Like some of our partners for bikes are like Woom and Cleary. Cleary is a local company. Obviously, Woom, their U.S. headquarters in Austin, but we've built great relationships with them. And then through the local bike shops, specifically, we have a bike shop who is a Specialized dealer. So we do a lot of Specialized bikes as well. Those are like our three main partners. We're always looking to grow that, and happy to have conversations. But yeah, Provello, like we give high quality bikes, right? And it obviously depends on like the riding style and the kid. We try and get like a good match for what they're going to be using the bike for. But Provello bikes are rad. I mean, there's so many cool bikes out there now. I mean, I remember my first bike. I'm like, wait, what? Like, if I had the bikes the kids had now, I mean, man,
game changer.
Absolute game changer. We'd be professionals. We'd be
I'm telling you, that's like I'm saying. If I had a bike when I was 10 years old, like life would be very different. Screw soccer. It's all about bikes now.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, my godkids both just got Specialized bikes. They're 8, gonna be 8 and 4. And the 4-year-old, it's her first pedal bike. That kid like she has no fear. I admire her. So her 8-year-old brother's a little bit more cautious, but Aubrey's like, no, give me the bike. And she's like, look, Auntie, love that. She's just like living her best life. And I'm like, yes, she's the one that's going to come to the bike park with me.
I love that. It's awesome.
Because you're right. It's so, I don't know if empowering is the right word, but it's amazing to see kids living their best life on a bike and just having fun. I think it relates to how we feel, where the bikes kind of take us somewhere else. It's limitless. You can get on a bike and you can ride wherever you want to, and it's just you and the bike or your friends and the community. And seeing that translate to kids at that age, I think is just so empowering. I think it's so cool.
Absolutely. I was even thinking like Sunday when we rode, Sarah, like, I have like this huge to-do list. There's all these things as an adult that pile up, and like all these things that just feel like they're weighing you down. But when you're on a bike, you don't have that.
Yes.
And I do feel that that's very true for kids too, especially the kids that we're serving. They have a lot of things piled on them. And to be able to give them a bike and hopefully offer them that time to not worry about anything else, but just being a kid.
Yeah.
We'll do it all day. We'll give bikes away all day.
Oh my God. That's so good. That's so good. Okay. My wheels are spinning. We're going to talk offline about some other things that I think we could help you with the network. Cause I want to be able to just do whatever I can to support what you guys are doing. I think it's so cool.
Yeah. So in terms you do, you spread the word and we appreciate it. So thank you.
No, but I want to do more.
Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, let's do it.
I want to come out there and like film something from when you guys are having an event or a coaching thing or, something. I want to be able to get, like, we're transitioning to doing a lot of news reporting and awareness now too. So I want to be up there and film that and put that out there for folks to see, because it's so important. So important. I don't know of a lot of other people that are doing that.
Yeah, well,
especially for kids.
Awesome. Yeah, lots of good stuff, man. Lots of good stuff.
We're
going to just a bonus to surround myself with other awesome people.
Yeah. So how many amazing folks do you have helping you out and volunteering their time here? I know Sarah does that too. Danielle. Sorry. I was like Danielle. Christine, that we've talked about earlier.
Yeah. I mean, I would say we have like 10 core team members that,
nice.
Consistently showing up to our monthly meetings, and like 10 core team members. We got like a couple grant writers, lots of, like 10, I would say, mechanics that participate, like for our builds or like,
awesome.
Checking after the kids' bikes are built. But 10 core, and then a handful of just other awesome people that help when they can or when we need it. But it's just amazing. A great team, great people. It's like it's so fun. I mean, we had, I think it was last week, we had to get some bikes out for some kids, and so we just had a build party in my garage. Like a couple, couple team members. We had a mechanic come over. A couple team members came over. We like strategized on some stuff for the upcoming programs, and then just talked and shot some photo stuff actually for Trail One.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we had a photographer out. Trail One was generous and donated some goods for our demo fleet, which is something we're trying to amp up. Just have bikes accessible for women, and really for all people. Like if you want to try out a bike and you don't have one, or you want to get into the sport, like no need to pay. Like you can use our demos. But yeah, so super. Just it's so fun. It's so fun.
Amazing. That's so amazing. Something just escaped me because I was entranced by it. Yes, what you were saying earlier. I just kind of want to go back real quick.
Yes.
Everything you offer for the kids to set them up for success. You know, I think what really struck with me is you said, we don't just give them a bike and say, here you go. You teach them how to ride a bike. You give them coaching, you give them resources. I think that's just so amazing. I can't get over that. Like that's still in my head, all the amount that you all do for these kids.
And we didn't start that way. I mean, that's what's so cool is we just evolved as we've been learning, and we get input from other people. Because we did just give bikes at first, and then we realized we've had a generous sponsor who has sponsored the Everybody Rides program every year, or a portion of it, donates towards the cause. But we just felt like, man, we're missing something, right? We're missing something, and it's totally the piece of where like we really want these kids to like love cycling and offer them an outlet and just have them to continue to use their bike.
Yeah,
there's got to be a check-in, and there's got to be just like showing that we care, and a little bit more than just here it is and good luck.
Do you still have any contact with any of the kids that you guys have helped? Like, have you seen them progress? Is there something
we get emails all the time, like thank you
emails,
cards, pictures. I mean, we're not really, this is my personal take, is I don't really like to like just take pictures and flash it all over social media. And I like to be respectful of that. But we, I try and share with the team. Like we just had a school that we donated some bikes to, and like all the kids wrote thank you cards. And so there's definitely some follow-up and check-in. We also say, like, if the kid grows out of the bike, like contact us, reach back out, like let's upsize them, let's figure that out as well. So we want the families to stay in touch with us for sure. And then this year, trying to offer, we just did a big giveaway with the county, helped us identify some kiddos who could use some bikes, but we want to do like a follow-up kind of like skills day, kind of like in a parking lot, and just invite those families. So working on some things like that as well.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys. All right. I need to make us time on my schedule in May to come up there and hang out with y'all. Do you have events coming up in May that you could talk about?
Let's see. We don't have any events coming up in May. Not that I know of, Sarah. I don't think so. I mean, I can tell you what's on kind of the horizon in the talks is like we giving up the swap this year, taking a year off, and really reflecting on our Everybody Rides program, right? Like I got a list today. I don't have it in front of me, but I think there's 10 kids on it. So like the next 2 weeks, we'll be working on getting those 10 bikes out to those kids and planning the coaching sessions and whatnot. So really honing in and putting like focus into that. But there's also been talks like we're interested in like a kids race, like a kids pedal series, like, I mean, so we're interested in bringing something like that to our community as well. So we'll see how that pans out. I think that might be, that's a big undertaking as well, but it's fun and it's for the kids. And so we'll see kind of where we end up. I think a lot of this stuff's going to probably end up being fall. Yeah. But we got our group rides, our co-ed group rides, women's skills clinics. We'll have some women's maintenance stuff.
The family rides.
We got some family rides coming up. We do a summer series with one of the local breweries here, and it's like mini festival, put on a show, like BMX show for the kids.
That's so
painting. Cool. So we have some fun stuff going on.
Okay, so with that so people just stay tuned. I think Sarah said early on, Instagram is a great way to keep in contact with more frequent events that you all are putting on. So Instagram and website as well. Folks look at both so they can look at co-ed rides and family rides and series. That's the best way to connect.
You can subscribe on our website to the calendar. So
nice.
So you'll get updates when things are posted.
I'm just making notes of all of this. So when I do the post on the website and put every information for people, it's there. Because I am going to list all of this for y'all who are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. This is all going to go up within the next few days.
Awesome. You can add the on the website too. There's this subscribe email button, like separate from the events. And Danielle and I work on a quarterly newsletter. So if you're the type of person like me that likes newsletters in your inbox every once in a while, that's the place for it.
Going to that right now for myself at the bottom. I just learned to do newsletters, you guys. There's so much to learn with websites.
There's so much. You gotta put together a team. Sarah is doing our newsletters and like just been crushing it. Like I enjoy reading them. It's like a great reflection of like, hey guys, we are doing good. You know, like this is awesome. This is impactful, and it's just a good way for, I think, our team to step back and reflect on what we're doing instead of just trying to like go.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sarah's done a great job with the newsletters.
That's so cool. Yeah, I have my friend Candace who's been helping with the newsletter a lot, but like the learning of how to send them and all the things on the back end, like it's a lot of stuff.
It is a lot of stuff, and that's just like one piece of it, right? Just one piece of many.
Yeah. Well, you two are amazing. Thank you for taking the time. I know you're very busy people, and for coming on and chatting with me and letting everyone know all the amazing things you're doing. I don't know why I just got something in my ear. Something else was playing. Sorry about that. Thank you again. I really appreciate it. And if anyone who is listening, just be sure to look at the description. I'm going to leave all the information for their website, how to subscribe to the email, to the calendar, how to attend rides and clinics and the series. Go on there and check out the Bay Area Bike Project. They are amazing. Thank you both. Have a great night. If there's something we didn't talk about that you want to talk about, now is the time.
I mean, I'm just winging it here. Yeah, I mean, we can spend all night here talking.
We can.
But thank you, Mia. I mean, I love what you're doing. I remember our first conversation, like, what was that, a year and a half ago? And I'm just like, you are awesome. You are speaking my language. How can we help? Like, let's do this. And you are doing it. So high five
community
to you,
effort,
man.
Team effort. High fives all around.
It's so fun. So fun. So thank you for having us.
Anytime. We should do a live one next time when I'm up there.
Yeah.
By the campfire, like Sarah was saying.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I like it.
Conversation.
I like it. Oh, I like it. That's fun.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you very much. Thank you all who are listening, and have a great night. We'll chat soon.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.